Hi, welcome to completing the self-assessment survey. So when you are looking at your form, you will see some directions here that just tells you the importance of taking the survey. And this part is not the actual survey. It's just a way for us to track who's done it and who hasn't. So you're going to answer the first question. I added an NA option so that if you have already watched the video walkthrough, which isn't linked yet because I'm creating it now, you can click NA, click yes if you've watched it, click no if you haven't. Okay, and then you're going to click next. Okay, then on this one, it says if you have gone over the documents, and in this video, I'm going to go over the documents with you. So you'll want to open that, and this is, well, it's a document. So this is a glossary of terms and also a resource for each of the questions, and it goes over all the areas of the SAS. So what you'll want to do once you have it open is you'll want to grab the tab at the top. Oh, yeah, here you can see the different areas. There's school-wide, and scrolling down. The yellow highlights refer back to the glossary at the top. There's non-classroom settings, the classroom, and individual students. And as you can see, there are highlighted terms in each one. If you don't know what it means, you can scroll up to the glossary and that will tell you what those things mean. You can also call Coral and ask her what they mean. So what you're going to want to do is you can download this so that you have it as a PDF so that you can set it side by side with your survey. You can also print it by using the little print icon. If you want to have it in front of you, you are welcome to do that as well. So in order to have it side by side on your screen, you're going to want to grab the little tab to separate it from the rest of the tabs. You just pull on it like you're pulling a paper out of a file folder, or pulling a file folder out is really what you're doing. And then you'll want to go back to your form, and then you'll answer that question and set your form over on the left so that you can see both. If you use little hamburger bars, that gets rid of that little index there, so you have more space to read. Okay, so you answer your question and you click next. Now you will have the link to the survey. The link changes every year, so don't worry about the link that's on there. And here's how you get to the survey. Okay, and so you will see that you're going to be looking at this from the current status as well as the priority for improvement for each area. So you do have to answer twice for each question. So you'll look at question 1, you'll decide if it's in place, or if it's partially in place or not in place, or if you don't know, you'll click the last one, and then you'll decide the priority for improvement. If you think it's a low priority for improvement, then you'll click low. If you think it's a high priority for improvement, you'll click high. So on that first one, I felt that it was in place and it was low priority for improvement because it was in place. Same thing with the second one. Now remember, I'm not actually taking the survey, I'm just demonstrating, so I'm not telling you the answers. So on number 3, and you'll notice that if you look across, you will see that the questions correlate to what is on the school-wide statements on the other side. So you can easily look up information in the glossary if you're not sure what something means. It's highlighted there like on number 1. So you can see that I'm going to pretend that I completed this. Now I'm going to go to the next one. After you've answered all those questions, you're going to go to the next one. Again, you are looking at to see if things are in place for non-classroom settings. So you'll want to go down on your PDF to non-classroom settings. You'll see there are 9 statements there, and if you look on your survey, you'll see there are 9 questions on your survey. There is 1 statement for each of the prompts on the left. And anything that is in the glossary, like I said before, is highlighted. So you look at number 1, you decide if it's in place, not in place, or partially in place, and then you decide if it's high improvement, medium improvement, or low improvement, the priority for it. So if you decide that something is not in place, but you feel it's important that we have it, you can click high priority. If it's something that's not in place, but you don't think it's important, you can put it as low priority. If you don't know what to do, just use NA. Notice I'm scrolling up to the glossary because I needed a definition for a term, and then I'm going to go back down to non-classroom settings so I can keep moving through the survey. Apparently I needed to go up more than once. So non-classroom settings are like the playground, the library, cafeteria, things like that. Now that I've finished that page, now I'm going to go on to the next section. The next section is classroom systems. Now you may not be familiar with what happens in classrooms because perhaps you work in the kitchen or you are a duty aide and you only pop into classrooms periodically. So you can click don't know for these things, but I would still encourage you to read through them because there might be something that you're aware of as you do your work each day. So just check each one to see if it's something you know about, and if you don't, just leave it as NA. But again, you're doing it if the things are in place or not, and the priority for improvement. And then we have individual student. That's the next section. And again, we're going to do current status as well as priority for improvement. So we're down on the individual student part of our PDF. And there's a lot of definitions in this one. Remember, if you're unsure of anything, you go back up to the glossary. Read each statement and then put if it's in place, partially in place, or not in place, and then the priority for improvement that you think belongs there. Then when you finish, you submit your survey. I'm not going to submit this one because I'm not doing the survey and I don't want to mess up your data. So once you do that, you'll be back to your form. You're going to put that you took the survey. You're going to click next, and then you're going to put in your name and your job title. And if the PBIS team decides to give prizes, that is how they'll get your name for the prizes. If you want a copy of your responses, make sure you toggle that switch that says send a copy of my responses. And then when you're done, you will click submit.